Stay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into the channel. Looks like it's Ram Day here. We got a 2021 here and a 2021 back there. The one we're going to be working on today is a 2021 Ram 2500 with the 6.7 Cummins. Customer states he has a check engine light and was getting a reduced power mode. 76,708 miles on the odometer on this one. Got the scan tool. We've got the scan tool already connected to this one, and this is a vehicle that needs a secure gateway module access, so went ahead and linked my tool up with auto auth. This is very common on Chrysler, and actually a lot of new vehicles are going to this now. So we got in the PCM look. We do have an active code for a P209B as in Bravo 9 reductant suction line heater control circuit open. So what this code actually indicates is the line that goes from the reductant or DEF pump to the DEF injector has a heater element that runs the length of the tube. This is basically used obviously in cold weather to keep the DEF from freezing up. It's gotten pretty cold down here in Panama City lately, so the heater must have been needed, and then that's when it threw the code. Let's go ahead and go over to the computer, pull up the diagnostics for this code. All right, so if we pull this up on Identifix, you can see the MIL is on with P20 Bravo 9 is active. They want us to disconnect this 16-pin connector at the SCR module, check the resistance of the DEF supply hose heater circuit across pins 8 and 9. The normal supply line heater resistance should be 4 to 10 ohms. If it's not, check the wires between the SCR module and the DEF supply connector. If the wires are good, replace the supply hose between the dosing injector and the pump if outside this reference value and wires test okay. So we go back here, we'll look at the wiring diagram. You can see here between pins 8 and 9, those are our pressure line heater supply and ground. 2 wires, gray and white and a black and white, run over to our DEF pressure line heater. So let's go ahead and get underneath the truck and we'll ohm this heater out and see how it tests. Climbing underneath the truck, the DEF heater line actually runs across the cross member. Go ahead and get this pulled off. Crusty. So you can see here, this is where the DEF injector line connects onto the bottom of the DEF tank where the pump's located, and then right here is our 12-pin connector that they want us to remove and check resistance on pins 8 and 9. So what I'm going to do is actually find out where the 2-pin heater connector goes into this, and I'm going to take it apart there to avoid taking this apart if we can. Back up underneath the cross member, you can see where this connector here was fastened right here on this clip. So I went ahead and pulled that down. This connector here is what runs to the heater in the DEF line, and then this pigtail jumpers off the main harness and goes into the 12-pin connector on the pump here. So let me go ahead and get this unplugged, and then we'll check this resistance for the spec that we looked up earlier. All right, now we're in the DEF heater line side of the circuit, and you can see with the meter on ohms, we're reading 2.5 K ohms, so 2,500 ohms. We remember before the spec was between 4 to 10 ohms, so this reading here indicates a bad heater circuit. Let's go ahead and get out of here and I'll test a new one to show you the difference. All right, we've got the meter set up here on ohms, and then we've got the red and black alligator clips inside the heater on the DEF line. You need to be very careful to make sure that you don't touch the red and black and give yourself a false closed circuit, which should be very obvious. It would be the same as taking your meter leads and touching them together like this. So if you see something like that when you check it, more than likely your clamps are touching together. So I'm going to go over here to the other end. I'm going to hook one up to each. Remember, we're looking between 4 and 10. And we can see here we have 6.2 ohms on the new heater. So this is obviously a good new part. So we're going to go ahead and get this thrown in, and then we'll go ahead and come back to you back underneath the truck, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this def line disconnected. So straight pointing down on the bottom of it, and I'll show you when we get this out. There is a detent, just like a fuel line quick disconnect. You push up on the button. This one is awfully crusty, so I don't know how easy it's gonna come off the pump. It is very, very crusty. See if we can, maybe we can pop it out the other way. Great design putting this up here. All right. We're gonna replace this obviously, so as long as we don't break the pump, it's not a real big deal. If we break the connector holding it, there's all kinds of dirt and debris caked inside this line assembly. Alright, since it was so gunked up, we weren't really able to depress it like you're supposed to be able to. So I just want to go ahead and get those tabs out and got it loose. So I got it where it's going to pull off. But I'm going to leave it on the tank for now because I don't know how this pump works. If DEF's going to run all over the place. Plus, you don't really want to leave open DEF connections to air because as soon as the DEF makes contact with the oxygen, it's going to start crystallizing. So we don't want the fitting in the bottom of the pump to start crystallizing once we expose it to air. So I'm going to leave the end on here. I'm going to go over, work on getting the end disconnected but still on the injector. I won't take it off until we have the new hose in place, both ends ready to put on for the same reason. So now you can see we're over here on the other side at the DEF injector. I'll go ahead and pop this little doodad cover off of here. The new one does come with this. So you can see here is the detent I'm talking about with the little yellow paint mark. And this one's full of crud and junk too, so went ahead and got a set of pliers. See if we can get on this with these. These are just a hook on both sides, kind of usually works good for getting on this type of connector. We'll push down on it towards the injector, squeeze it, and there we go. Alright, so that's loose. We're going to put that back on, not click it on. We're going to leave it sealed for the same reason I said before. We don't want air getting to the DEF to start to crystallize it. And then I'm going to follow this injector line here all the way around, and I'm going to take it out of all of its little clips, and then we'll come back when we're ready to put the ends on. Alright, I skipped ahead a little bit, but after a big time wrestling match, getting the line all routed, we got it back in there. The push pin there. Push pins go all the way around the cross member. And then we got the line back on the pump here. We did end up having to take this 16mm nut loose to the top of the stud so we could pop the tank up in the front just to get enough room to get the connector out that goes on the bottom of the tank there. So once we were able to pop the tank up a little bit, that came right out. We slid the new one in. It's clicked on. Electrical connectors hooked up, put back in its fur tree just like factory. All the connectors and push pins are installed along the cross member up the frame, and we're back connected to the injector. Alright, let's get back inside the truck now. Clear this code, see if we can check the current reading now on that DEF heater line. That will verify that the heater's working if we can see current. So get the ignition back on, flip you around here. Shut this door so we don't go crazy from the dinging. Go back here. Let's clear fault code. Yes, we're sure. Let's read again. No DTCs present. Let's check our live data. Let's see, reductant. Pump state. Tank level, dosing rate, fluid temperature, tank temperature. I don't see any way for us to view the current of the heater. Diesel exhaust fluid line heater status. See what that does. Off. Let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up. See if the heater turns on. I doubt it will. It's probably not cold enough. It's about 50 degrees out, so let's see. Check engine light is gone. I don't think this condition will set again though until the heater tries to turn on, and then it monitors the current. That's going to be what it's looking for, and I don't know if it'll do it when it's idling or only when it pumps. So we're going to go ahead and give this one a good test drive, do a couple key cycles, take it for another test drive, and we'll make sure the light doesn't come back on and verify the operation of the line heater comes on here while we're driving it. If not, we'll go ahead and send it. We pretty much all but verified it with the bad ohm reading on the old heater. So with that old heater being out of spec, 3,500 ohms is way out of spec, supposed to be between 4 and 10, so it's pretty obvious that that was the issue. We verified the new part's good, we've installed it correctly, we've done everything the way we're supposed to, we put everything back where we're supposed to, all the fir trees, all the clips, all the little things that a lot of people miss. Make sure you're doing these things. That's what separates a good quality technician and a good quality job from half of the other technicians out there that aren't doing this level of work. So take pride in your work, do these little things for the customer, and you know it'll go a long ways when you take care of people like that. So that's it for now. Thanks everybody for stopping in, checking out the video. Like, subscribe. I don't even know if I have the hype thing. If I do, go ahead and do that. Go check us out on Facebook, check out some of my other videos, and then we'll catch you in the next one.